a different lens. Yet, even with the same educational structure and background. And so I gave that 20K, 50K, very long time. He didn't return the money. Now I am hurting. I am hurting the fact that he did not reciprocate. So usually, why should I hurt on my choice and decision? They shouldn't hurt. Because I have the option. That's what we'll talk about. Living powerfully means that at any point in time, you know that the aftermath of every decision, the aftermath of every choice you make, there's an aftermath, there's a consequence. The question will be, do you have the capacity and the skill to be able to manage the outcome? Because we say outcome is a gift. You now see, my controllable that I can, if you ask me for the money, I could say yes or I could say no. And each of them have consequences. And now I need to be able to broaden those consequences to ensure that I can deal with it before I will make that decision, because it's likely that this person may pay the money, it's likely this person may not pay the money. And now if he doesn't pay the money, did I look at it comprehensively, end to end, to ensure that what if this person doesn't earn the money? Will I be hurting? Will I complain? Will I murmur about it? Will it be something that will damage me? Because now my choice of helping had become a sense of distortion in my mental world. So now I'm attaching negativity into it. I'm sad. But up to that moment, I wasn't sad. It is not what that person did that is the source of your sadness or the satisfaction of your heart. It is what you think it should be. And there is where most of human beings are. I learned my lesson, and I let it go. And release is such a powerful thing, because you see, until you're released, you're a prisoner of the same action, the same decision you have taken, no matter what the dimension around it. Why am I saying this? I want to really talk about hurt. And because this is the source of what distorts us. This is what deconstructs us. This is what brings us mental disorder or mental unwellness. And once your mind is trapped, I have talked about the trapped mind or the floating mind. The trapped mind is when actions, other people, that you tell yourself the story, and now it is within your mental narrative, and it pollutes your mental state. And once your mental state is polluted, now you interact from everything within that structure, within that influence of your mental state. So when people hurt you, when you say people are hurting you, there's already hurt inside that connect to the hurt outside. Because that's a mirror. That's what mirrors. But let me tell you, if you are sound, which is what we are going to be talking about, sound, self, sweet, and secured. Today, we want to broaden that concept and how it can totally transform and eradicate this part of hurting. Because I'm interested to know, why are people hurting? Why people say they are, this person disappointed me, I'm hurting. Oh, my spouse hurts me, the children are hurting me, the economy is hurting me, friends are hurting me. Everybody's on this level of hurt. That's a realm. That's a level. Sometimes when I engage people theoretically on this hurt level that nobody can hurt you, they say, but I'm human. When you say you're human, you are connected to your weaker self, which is your ego self, that defend, that find protection in the old. Because you see, ego have a way, is conditioned by history, by experiences, by references, and by all kinds of societal standard. Why am I taking time to deal with the mind? It's because a lot of us are hurting in one level. If you're not hurting from your background, in fact, there are people who their background is hurting. They will never stop talking about it. Oh, if I had come from a good background, my situation would have been different. Sorry, it can't be different because it's not the background. There are also people who came from a worse background that you are looking up to. They are refined, they are transformed, they are changed, they are completely. In fact, they make reference to their back because their back has founded where they are. Some of us came from a background that was not promising, and yet in that unpromising level was also people who find a level that had accelerated and evolved them into such a proportion. We're going to be breaking down this hurt. What is hurting you today is affecting your productivity. And now those hurt has been able to impair how we see, have affected our thought, because it's really the main hurt is the perception, the definition of what it is. And once it's not defined well, because once you define it from your mental condition that has not been healed, it's going to be distorted from a distorted vent. A hurting person will hurt people. Typically, the Bible said, good Bible said, the pure in heart shall see God. So the pure things are pure. So every time you define something from an impure state, that means within you there's an impurity. And it is that impurity that is the root of your heart. Because now you become judgmental, you lack empathy, you're unkind. In fact, you even lack understanding, because to every cause, to every effect, there's a cause. So most times it is effect that affect us, because we're looking at the effect and not looking at the root of the cause. Or some people who lost money and they are still hurting. There's what they call borrowed pain. Borrowed pain is when you borrow pain from the past into your now. Or you can borrow pain, an unanticipated pain. Then you bring it. You are not married, but yet the pain of married life is killing you in your present moment. You have not got the job, and you're already thinking about how will I pay transport. This is planning. When I get there, I will deal with it. Oh, the tailor messed up your cloth and now has ruined your entire day. And how you know the mental construct, the capacity to continue around that space is affecting you. It's no longer happening here. Where is warehouse? Is warehouse in your memory. And that memory is the problem, because now it's not happening. It's your thought in that memory that is the problem. We need to deal with this hurt. Or you're a student and if you look at it critically, if you have paid more attention, studied more, maybe you would have passed that. Now you have a carryover, and the pain of the carryover is that you're still hurting you. It's a borrowed pain. It's not happening now. Where am I going with all this? I was watching a scenario, and some people have done some investment, and they have done a PR, And when they did the PR, they expected that the company would give them the job. And we eventually got to the venue and realized that the job was given to another company. Now, the reason why they were giving PR was they were, number one, substandard. And there was another company that had a standard that aligned to the demand of the company awarding the job. So they were so furious, very hurting, said some nasty words, and they were really going to revenge. When I watched them, I was really hot, and I was observing, and as I was observing them, I was really happy, excited, how I've been transformed, that external circumstances have no capacity to influence my inward reality. And when I took time to ask them, because I was interested, and I engaged them, even though it wasn't my business, but I felt that as a messenger, as an enlightener, as a builder, automatically I just feel that I need to comfort them. I feel that I have the capacity to be able to at least comfort them and give them. So I engaged them. They gave me the history, and I just say, see, you're not in control of everything. Even when you have done all the best you could do, you have gone, you've done. This is what is happening. I was able to x-ray the power of outcome as a gift. And I expanded it so well. And I say, it is not what happened to you that is hurting you. It is the fact that what happened did not align to expectations. And that's what we're saying, that expectation is a trap. And true spiritual people who advances, have no expectation that is outside their control. The only expectation is within my control, not outside my control. I get in trouble when I tell husband and wives, I said, the reason why you're hurting is your expectation. And what is hurting is your expectation. How things should be. That's the illusion of control. Because that's a preference. That's how you think it should be. But it doesn't work that way. So, how did I start moving from a place of hurt? Is when I start self-responsibility. I'm responsible to how I feel. I'm responsible to how I think. It's my responsibility to define things based on my level of understanding of that thing. I'm going to talk about how I now moved from the reactive point, which is a reaction since you are conditioned and influenced by a certain event in your life, whether from childhood, whether it's from association, those pile of negative experiences that have compounded into our memory faculty. That is where we respond from. And once you start responding from that memory, you're finished. And that's why you see, when you deal with people who can tell you history of how in 2020 this, they did me this, in 2028 they did this, you can see the pile. And those piles are liability to you because they are not assets. I don't even understand how men can remember who hurt them in 20 XYZ. This person at this place and this function, he did. Oh my God. This is what shape. This is the root of our hurt. So when my journey started, I said, how can I protect? It started from the word I read. Guard your heart, for out of it are the issues of life. My God. It means that I am the center of my life. Like, life starts from me. Like, I am the meaning, I am the essence, and life itself. So whatever I deny the life of it. It means that I can ignore an insult and I won't give it life. And that's the end. That's the end of it. Because until you internalize it within your faculty and give it meaning